So, good day everyone. I am going to describe qualitatively and quantitatively the superposition of waves. So, a wave is a disturbance that transfers energy from one place to another without transferring matter. Examples include sound waves, light waves, and even water waves. When two or more waves travel through the same medium at the same time, they can interact with each other. This interaction is called the superposition. The principle of superposition states that when two or more waves overlap, the resulting wave is simply the sum of the individual waves at every point. So this equation here is y of x and t is equals to y1 x and t plus y2 of x and t. It means that the total displacement of the wave y and x and t is the sum of the displacement of the two individual waves, which is the y1 and the y2, at the same position and time. So, in simpler terms, when waves meet, they can combine their crests and troughs to add up. The medium moves according to the total of all overlapping displacement. So, to understand superposition qualitatively, imagine throwing a stone into the water. Each stone creates circular ripples that move outward. When these ripples overlap, they can either combine to make a larger wave or cancel each other out. This is the superposition in action. So there are two main types of superposition. The first one is the constructive interference. The second one is the destructive interference. So first, let's tackle about the constructive interference. This occurs when two crests or two troughs of different waves meet. Their amplitudes add up, creating a larger wave with greater amplitude. The result is a stronger wave. So example, the two water waves meeting and forming a higher crest. This type of interference enhances the energy at that point. Amplitude reinforce each other to create a stronger wave. Another example is a musical instrument like the guitar and the violin. When two waves align, like when instruments play together, the sound becomes louder and richer. That's constructive interference in action. So destructive interference. This happens when a crest meets a trough. The waves cancel each other out, reducing the total amplitude. If both waves have equal amplitude, they can completely cancel, producing a flat line or zero displacement. The result is a weaker or vanished wave. So here's an example. I know most of you have already tried using headphones. So, have you ever noticed how noise-canceling headphones seem to erase background sounds? They work by creating sound waves that perfectly cancel the unwanted noise. That's destructive interference in action. Another example is Wi-Fi dead zones. Sometimes signal cancel each other out in certain spots, especially inside the house, causing a weak or no signal. That's also a destructive interference. So, the quantitative description of superposition means adding the equations of the wave. The result depends on their phase difference. It tells us mathematically whether they reinforce or cancel. So we have here the general wave equation. Y of x and t equals a times the sine of kx minus the omega times time plus phi, where y of x and t is equals the displacement of the wave at position and time. Our a is amplitude or the height or strength of the wave. Our k is wave number and our omega is our angular frequency or how fast the wave oscillates. Our phi is the phase constant and d is time. So, when we say oscillate or wave oscillates, it means it moves back and forth over and over again, kind of like a vibration. For example, when you pluck a guitar string or when ripples move in water, the particles move up and down, but the wave's energy travels forward. That's what when we say oscillation. It's the repeated motion that makes waves move. So if two waves overlap, the formula is y of x and t is equals to y1 plus y2. So here's an example problem. Two transverse waves are traveling along a string. The first wave has an amplitude of 5.0 cm, a wave number of 2.0 radians per meter, and an angular frequency of 4.0 radians per second. The second wave has the same amplitude wave number and angular frequency as the first, but it is out of phase by phi over 2 radians. So what is the total displacement if the string at a position of 0.50 meter and time of 1.00 seconds? So first, let's identify our given. So our amplitude is 5.0 centimeter. We need to convert it into meters, and it is equals to 0.050 meter. Our wave number is 2.0 radians per meter. Our omega is, or the angular frequency, is 4.0 radians per second. Our phase is pi over 2 radians. And our position is 0.50 meters. And lastly, our time is 1 second. So the formula we're going to use for the first displacement is y1 is equals to a times the sine of kx minus the angular frequency and time. For the second displacement, we have to use the formula y2 is equals to a times the sine of the wave number times the position minus the angular frequency times time plus the phase number or constant. And lastly, the formula we're going to use is y is equals to y1 plus y2. So first, let's solve the phase angle theta, which is equals to the wave number or k multiplied by the position of or x minus the angular frequency multiplied by the time. So let's substitute it. We have here our k is equals to 2.0 radians per meter. Our position is 0.50 meter minus our angular frequency 4.0 radians per second, and our time is 1 second. Now 2.0 times 0.50 is equals to 1.0 radians. 4.0 times 1 second is equals to 4.0 radians, which is equals to negative 3.0 radians. Now let's solve the first displacement. The formula we're going to use is a times the sine of the phase angle theta. So reminder that when you solve this, make sure that your calculator is on rad mode. Now let's continue. Let's substitute it. Our amplitude is 0.050 meter times the sine of negative 3.0 radians. So sine negative 3.0 radians is equals to negative 0.1411. Now multiply it both. Our answer is negative 0.00706 meter. Now let's solve for the second displacement. The formula we're going to use is a times the sine of phase angle theta plus our phase, or the pi over 2. Now let's substitute it. Our amplitude is 0.050 meter times the sine of negative 3.0 radians plus 1.57. So if you are going to ask, where did I get the 1.57? It is the pi over 2. Now, sine times negative 3.0 radians plus 1.57 is equals to negative 0.9900. Now multiply it both with the amplitude. We have the second displacement, negative 0.045 meters. Now let's add the two displacement. We're going to use the formula y is equals to y1 plus y2. Now if you add these two, we have here the sum of the displacement. Y is equals to negative 0.0566 meters. So this means that the string is displaced 5.66 cm downward from its equilibrium position at that moment. The negative sign indicates that the displacement is below the equilibrium line, or the resting position of the string. In other words, at that specific point and time, the combined effect of the two waves causes the string to move downward instead of upward. And that's all. Thank you for listening.